It was a little cold today, wasn't it? Well, at least it was here. Hi, I'm Nick. Welcome to my channel again, and it's January 1st, 2025, right now, as I sit here and speak. It's kind of crazy that we're in 2025 now. I feel like 2024 was an incredibly short year in some ways, but also it really wasn't. My friends and I just hit episode 99 on our podcast, or we just recorded it. It'll be out by the end of the week. And I don't know. It's weird that we've been doing a podcast for very nearly 2 years now, frankly. I guess I do want to say that I'm really proud of how far we've come with it. We started off literally in this office recording our first episode, and it was so poorly done and so poorly recorded that there was a giant square in the middle of the screen because we were recording through OBS and the same camera that I'm using now, but we were using OBS to record it, so there was just a square in the middle of the screen. And now we have an actual set that used to be my dining room, but it is an actual set now. And we've got a few hundred subscribers, and we're just kind of still having a lot of fun with it. I'm still really happy about the fact that the podcast is going, and I think it's honestly just really crazy that we're still doing it. But that's probably my biggest, weekly thing that I do right now is we record the podcast, we have to edit it, it takes a while to edit it. A lot of effort is going into that. But we've also got a lot of things planned for the next year as far as the podcast is concerned. We've got some alterations, I think, to the format that are going to be coming up, if nothing else. Definitely some things there. But all of that is going to be, more focused on the podcast channel. We'll get back to that later on. For the first day of the year, the tradition for my family is that you have to eat sauerkraut. And, that's a fairly common thing, at least in the area where I live, is sauerkraut, some kind of tube meat. We usually just got hot dogs, but a lot of people did kielbasa or something like that. And then usually a pork roast. So I made the pork roast and I did hot dogs and all that stuff. And I'll be eating it for the next few days. There's so many leftovers right now that I'm going to be working through. On the upside, though, I have meals planned for the rest of the week. So that's kind of nice in its own way. I've also been fairly inspired, especially the last few days, because as we were getting closer to the new year and then finally it just ticked over. I don't know, it's just that time of renewal, of rededication, of trying new things again and attempting to do more than I did last year. I think that's always the goal, is to push myself a little further, do a little more in the new year as compared to the last one. I've got a lot more travel planned for this year. I've got a lot more exciting things that I'm really anticipating. So, I don't know. It's just, I'm at a point where I'm really excited. In the next month, I'll be going on a fairly major trip. It'll only be a few days, but it'll be a plane ride, and there'll be some stops and things, and I'll talk about that more after I'm done and I get back from it. I never like to say too much about the travel that I'm doing until I actually do it. It's more interesting to have things to show, I feel like, from the trip that I've been on, as opposed to just talking about the things that I'm planning to do, but might get sidetracked anyways. In a few months, there'll be some pretty major overseas travel, which I'm really excited about. And then later on in this year, I'll be going to see some really cool concerts that I've bought tickets for. So I'm really excited about that. But those won't happen until probably the fall, late summer, early fall area. Maybe I'll be able to pick up some concerts in the meantime, but we'll see what happens there. I guess the entire reason I'm just kind of throwing this video together right now is because I'm excited. I've got plans for content on this channel that I'm really excited to get into. I'm gonna start streaming again, hopefully. It's been quite a while since I've streamed regularly and consistently, and I'd like to try and get back to that at least a little bit. Even if it's only 1 or 2 streams per week, at least it would be something. And honestly, it's a little hard sometimes to click the go live button for some reason. I think it's just some internal anxiety that I've got when it comes to that. Actually, I know it's some internal anxiety when it comes to that. But it's really funny because every time that I do go live and actually start streaming, I always have a really good time. So I can never justify the anxiety because it's never been proven to actually, I haven't had one of those ultra bad streaming experiences yet. I'm sure that, if you do anything long enough, you'll have a bad day, but it just is what it is. You know what I mean? I'll have a bad day no matter what I do at some point. So might as well stream when I can. I've got another game review planned right now. I've started going through and gathering information and picking up details about the game and digging through the history of it, looking at old magazine articles and digging up old websites and things like that, which are like the most fun parts of those reviews for me anyways, aside from playing the game itself, which is the next step, I suppose. So hopefully, and I don't like to make promises because I'm usually wrong about things, but hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll have a new review. If not the next couple weeks, then I'll try and get it done by the end of January, I suppose, if nothing else. I feel like that's a pretty forgiving schedule that I can set for myself, and at the same time, that gives me a goal to hit, because if I don't have, like, some kind of a deadline, it'll just never happen. I'll keep pushing it off forever. I'd love to be able to do one big game review every month this year. I think that would be phenomenal. It's just that there's always something getting in the way, and that's part of life. So finding a way to navigate that is going to be the difficult part. Aside from the game reviews, I've also done some pickup videos on this channel, and I don't really think I'm going to keep up with those. Maybe every once in a while I'll throw one together, but they kind of take a while, at least in the format that I've been using, where I show gameplay of all the things that I've got. It takes a while to record all that. It's basically a whole lot of extra added stress for the whole process. I think if I do the game pickups again, it'll be a much more thrown together, no gameplay, because I'm not going to go through and fire up every game like I usually do, just to get like a couple minutes of gameplay footage. I think if I do pickup videos in the future, they'll just basically be hand cam videos. That's all they're going to be. Shorts content, it's going to be what it's going to be. I'll throw stuff together every once in a while, but I've never really been a shorts content creator in my own mind. The ones that I've made on this channel have been shockingly successful, but also that's not really what I was setting out to do anyways. If something speaks to me and says that it should be a short content, then sure, I'll make it, but it's not really my focus. It never has been. Aside from that, I'd love to talk about all the anime that I'm watching and all of the other things that I'm doing, and we'll see about how I can set that up and keep it going forward. At the end of the day, welcome to 2025. Let's try and make it a good year. I want to do more. I want to create more. I want to make this channel into what I want it to be. And it's tough to do that with the podcast taking up a lot of my time, but if I don't put more effort in, I won't get more results. So it's time to put some more effort in. We'll see how this year goes.